Hey everybody, welcome back to another Judgment commentary of Kaguya-sama, Love is War, but today, we're going to be checking out episode 8. And last time in episode 7, we got yet another update on the status of that, relationship we've been following as far back as like episode 2, and this time, the guy came to Miyuki, asking him for some more advice, but unlike all the other times where they've, come in asking for advice, this time, he didn't really have too much of a real problem. There was no real issue with their relationship. He wasn't trying to ask her advice on how to ask anybody out. No, all he wanted to know how to do was hold her hand. That's it. He just needed to find the right situation to hold her hand. Which of course would be simple, but Miyuki decided to take this as an opportunity to find a work buddy instead. He needed somebody to go with him to work part-time over the summer, and I guess he just thought this guy would be a good candidate. But unfortunately for Miyuki, Fujiwara decided to bust in and set the guy straight, telling him that all he has to do is just reach out and hold her hand. That's it. That's all you gotta do, man. They've already been dating for like a month, going out on multiple dates and all that. All you gotta do is hold her hand, dude. I don't blame you for being anxious about it, but it's really that simple. No need to get sweaty hand surgery and rent out a boat. But other than that, we did get to see a little bit more of Ishigami's lack of tact and apparent obliviousness to how one should act in a social situation. Because he started talking about Kaguya and Fujiwara and saying some very inappropriate things about them, which, even if they weren't standing right behind him and or able to teleport directly behind him, it's not cool to just be chatting away about that kind of stuff with somebody, even if they're not around. Yeah, anytime the guy tries to open up a little bit, he just says something stupid. Not too uncommon of a problem, but to him it's cranked up to 11 a bit. Also, he gets really jealous and angry about other people being in relationships and not spending a lot of time together. And it just riles him up to the point where he tried to impose a happiness tax on people, which, come on man, that's excessive. And most importantly, something involving Kaguya that actually tied back in to a previous episode, which I think that's actually kind of cool that they tied it in like that, but Kaguya, now knowing that she knows nothing about intimate relationships, decided to research into the topic a little bit, but she's still new at it, She just only gained access to this information, and thus, she now has the comedic maturity of the average 5th grader. So whenever she hears any double entendres, she just kinda can't help but burst out into laughter. And when Fujiwara found out about this, she took advantage of that to the fullest and just kept spouting off various euphemisms. It's a nice contrast for somebody as, rich and fancy as Kaguya to be just completely dying with laughter hearing such things. Also, the last joke in that segment was just the cherry on top, with Ishigami just standing by the door hearing everything they're saying completely out of context and just... There's not much else I can say about it. It was... yeah. Also, a correction. Fujiwara is not part of the drama club. I said that she and Kaguya were, but Fujiwara is not. She just goes in there to borrow props from them. I mean, that was in like episode 5 that they said that, or in fact, I think it was episode 6 even. Yeah, it was episode 6 that they said that, and somehow I just forgot in that short of a time. What else is new? Although I do also agree about the translation of Ice Princess being a bit better than Princess of Frost. It does have a better ring to it. Anywho, now we're on to episode 8, which also just starts with the intro. No cold open. Strange, I guess they've run out of those. For now anyway, we'll see if any more of those pop up, but... Ishigami is an epic gamer, knew it, told ya, day one, I told you. Okay, it was very obvious, okay? It was pretty friggin' obvious, but still, I called it. You can't take that away from me. And right there at the end, we got even more stuff fleshing out Ishigami that apparently in the past, he's struggled with delinquency, or truancy, more accurately. He doesn't seem to have very much motivating him. He definitely also lacks drive and motivation, so much so that he said he wouldn't even mind having to repeat this year, which, again, I've never had to repeat a school year or anything, but I knew people who did, and from their testimony, it sucked. And even just conceptually, the very idea of having to repeat an entire year of school, that just blows. Still though, it is nice that Ishigami and Kaguya have a bit more of a civil relationship now, because it seemed like she was just gonna be biting his head off at any opportunity, and even then it seemed like she was being unnecessarily cruel to him, but at her core she was just trying to help him out. She was separating from the games because he wasn't able to focus. He was spending too much time playing games and not focusing on his studies, so much so that he bought a new game to play right before exams, which, man, foolish decision. But everything she did was just to try to drive home the point. I mean, I could see her taking the games away. I don't know why she had to shovel sardines down his throat, but I guess, again, that was just to really make him focus in. But in the end, sadly, even though she did diligently help train him for this, his grades barely improved. Apparently, he only just made it to passing and just almost still failed. But hey, he didn't fail, and that's all that matters. And the thing is, it's not like he's stupid. He's obviously not dumb. He is just a bit asocial, as he was described, and seemingly can't focus very well on his studies, but that's probably more of a depression thing, if anything, because he seems to be lacking in any motivation. It's not like he's incapable of doing well in his studies, he just doesn't have the reason. Not internally, anyway. And apart from Ishigami, we finally got to meet Miyuki's younger sister, Kei. We had seen very little of her up until this point, just that one brief interaction that Miyuki remembers about her, telling him to go die. And it seems that that is very much the consistent relationship that the two of them have. He tries to look out for her well-being, just ask her simple questions sometimes, and she just lashes right out at him. We didn't get too much about her personally. We did get to see a little bit of her intuition, though. She was able to get a pretty good read on a lot of the people in that room just by briefly interacting with them. And she is close friends with Fujiwara. And yeah, in the second segment, we got to see a bit more of something we already kind of knew about Miyuki, that he has a lot of pressure on him. He has to work very hard to stay at the top, because he worked that hard to get there. He has to exert just as much effort to stay. And naturally, when there's that much pressure involved and he actually manages to succeed, there's a lot of joy going on. Because he wasn't lying for the most part when he was saying there was a lot of pressure on him, but what he did lie about was saying that there was so much pressure that he couldn't even feel an ounce of joy. Because that was the greatest lie that was told this frickin' episode. I wonder how accurate this translation is, by the way. Booyah! Suck on that, Shinomiya! The booyah is totally accurate because I heard him say it, but the rest of it, I don't know. And by the way, apparently a little information here, because they flashed back to a week earlier, and that was when Kaguya was training Ishigami, and we can see that he did move up like 20 places, so that's not bad, that's commendable. Also, I like that we have Kashiwagi and Kashiwagi's boyfriend. Doesn't even get a name. But apparently she's pretty sharp. 4th place, although she did drop down 3, but that's still not bad. And look at that improvement over there, 139th to 84th place, dang. So long story short, we got to meet Kei. We got to see a bit more of the pressure that Miyuki is under, despite the fact that he can still build up the hype when he manages to stay on top. And we saw more of Kaguya's tender side, willing to help out Ishigami with his exams, but yeah, that was motivated partially by Miyuki because she knew that he relied on him so much, but she also did stand up for him when those girls were talking about the rumors about him. She said, hey, he's a cool guy by my book. So as always, a good mix. Anyway, I think that's all I got for now, guys, but thank you for watching. Make sure to leave a like and a comment if you enjoyed. Subscribe to be updated on more. That would be great. Next time, we got episode 9. We're heading in real fast to the final stretch of season 1. There's only 4 left. But hey, take your time, Kaguya. I've been having a great time with this, so the longer the series is, the better. I'm sure I'll enjoy these next 4 as much as I've enjoyed the last 8 of them, but we'll see. We'll see for sure. So yeah, thank you once again. I'll catch you guys tomorrow for episode 9. But till then, I will see you guys later.